How was your bye week?
It was good. I got some time off, and I thought it was good for everyone to get their bodies back and refocus and redial in.
How much better physically do you feel now as opposed to after Jacksonville?
Yeah, better. I think with every day, you get better, and I think it was good for everyone to have that week off and to get their bodies back. And it's a long season. I thought the bye week came at a good time for us.
So what do you think you guys need to do to find consistency over the final 6 games here?
Yeah, just got to go execute. That's converting on third down, scoring points in the red zone, and limiting turnovers.
How good was it to have Amari back there at practice today?
Yeah, it's good to see him back out there. He brings a different level of energy to our team, and we saw how special he was early in the season, and I know he's been battling to get back out there and doing everything he can. So it was just good to see steps forward and to see him back out there.
How much did you, if at all, dive into self-scouting over the bye week, or was it more for you just taking a break and getting away?
Yeah, personally, I kind of took some time off to, we've been going for a long time. I think since July 13th, and I think since then we've been full speed. And obviously it was a tough game, but I think it was best for us to kind of take that week and refocus up and get back to ourselves. And for me, it was just to kind of take a deep breath, and then we'll go back and we'll watch the stuff, and we watch the game and all the games, and I think as long as we're learning from them moving forward, I think we're in a good spot.
Jim said everyone got back yesterday. Just what's been the message from the coaching staff as far as what they saw during the bye week from a self-scouting standpoint, improvements that need to be made, things that you've done well? What's sort of the message?
Yeah, I think it's kind of been the same stuff that we've said week after week, and I got to do a better job of not turning the ball over, not taking those sacks, and I think when we're in rhythm and we're moving the ball, I think we're playing pretty well, and we've definitely had some good games offensively, and I think it's just up to us to find that rhythm and consistency, and just to keep pushing the ball forward.
From a turnover standpoint, as you sort of look back on it, you said you got away. You mentioned the turnovers specifically. Have you seen a difference at all in how you play from a decision-making standpoint? Do you look at the turnovers and see some flukiness, whether it was the pick in the Giants game where allowed turnovers or the bad passes? How have you sort of approached looking at the turnovers so far this season?
Yeah, I think you just watch them individually, and you understand that there have been a few poor decisions. There have been a few batted at the line of scrimmage. There's really nothing you can do about it. Whether that's trying to find a spot to get through the defensive line. And then there's one, in the Jacksonville game that I just overthrew, and those are the ones that you'd love to have back, and those are the ones you need to be really critical of yourself. And I think those are the ones where you put the team in jeopardy, and you can't turn the ball over like that. So that's just one of those things that you have to watch individually and be critical about.
You said today that Jamari is an option at tackle. He obviously played there, or left tackle in 2022. What do you remember about that, and what did he sort of provide there on the outside for you?
Yeah, Jamari, we're thankful to have a guy like that who's able to play guard, who's able to play tackle, and I'm not quite sure what the exact plan is, but if he's out there, we feel comfortable with him, and we know he's a gamer, and he's going to go out there and he's going to make plays, and he's going to do a good job battling. But I think that's something that we'll see throughout the week.
The numbers show that you guys have been pretty good when you've gotten into some heavier personnel, 13, 22, multiple tight end sets. What have you seen from the offense in some of those packages, whether it's running and passing, I think it's allowed you guys to maybe be successful in some heavier personnel?
Yeah, I think that could be attributed to being able to run the ball as well out of those packages, and I think having a good play action game out of that is holding the defense accountable. So when you have all three of those, maybe that's one of the reasons why the pass game has been so good out of that personnel. I think we've been really good running the ball with Tucker and Scott out of the backfield like that. So to have those guys being able to do both and then catch passes out of the backfield, I think it helps us do anything that we want offensively.